In this follow-on video, we are going to continue looking at how we can create assignments in Classwork. We've already looked at with the create button here, using it to make new topics, reuse posts, post materials, questions, and now we're going to look at assignments. Assignments kind of deserves a video on its own because there are 3 different ways to create assignments. So let's have a look at that. So the first example I'm going to give you is a situation where you want a pupil to turn in a piece of work that they don't need a file from you to edit. So for example, you're not giving them a worksheet to complete or a template that they need to fill in. You're just giving them some sort of a resource that they need to access to be able to view, but they don't actually need to do anything other than look at it. Now, it's also perfectly acceptable to set an assignment with just some instructions in here and ask a pupil to turn in a piece of work that they've created without giving them any resource. You don't need to attach information when you're setting assignments. It's just quite often the way that people have things set up already. So this example I'm going to use is in the higher project. At the end of the year, they do an evaluation and they have to prepare a page of notes for that evaluation before they do it. So I've got a wee document that gives some guidance about that, but ultimately I need them to make their own document with their notes on it because I can't give them a template for it. So I'm just going to say evaluation prep is the name of it and give some really simple instructions. Complete your notes on a new doc and turn in. Here. See attached file for info. This would be ungraded, so I'm just going to change the points to ungraded. I'm going to just set a random due date. And I didn't actually create a topic for this, so I can actually create a new topic from within the assignment post, and I'll call it higher project. To attach the resource, just as I showed you before in the section about the stream, you can use any of these to attach various different media. The file I'm attaching is in my Google Drive, so I'm going to go into there, I'm going to go to my drive, and I know it's in this folder here, example class folder. So the file is this PDF here. Just click on it, I'm going to add it, and you can see that the settings here for permissions are that the students can view the file. It means that they can copy it, they can copy it, a version of it for themselves, but they can't actually edit the one that I've posted up or do anything with it. So I'm going to assign that. I could choose to schedule that so it would go up on a specific day. If you're super organized, you could do that for the whole year and have all your assignments just automatically pop up in the appropriate days. Or I could just save the draft if I decided I want to spend more time, adding more resources later. But for now, I'm just going to assign it. Now let's have a look at how that appears to a pupil. On my pupil's view, if I go to refresh the page here, it should show up anything new. And it says on the stream that Mr. Scott's posted a new assignment, the evaluation prep. I can either click on here to access it, or I can go to Classwork and I'll find it in there. I'll just click on that, it's probably the quickest way of doing it. So complete your notes in a new doc, turn in here, see attached file for info. So they can click on this, that lets them read the file. And when they're ready to turn in their work, if they've already typed it up somewhere else, they can go in here and add it by just attaching it as a file or whatever. Or if they want to be sensible and make life easy, they can create the new file from within the assignment, and it saves moving stuff about. So I'm just going to create a new doc here, and that now makes a new doc for this assignment in the assignment. And this works really well because the Google have been quite clever in that when pupils join your Google Classroom, in their Google Drive, it automatically creates a folder for your class. And so when they create these assignments, when they create these files in the assignment, it automatically places that in the folder in their Google Drive for your class. So it's dead easy to find, and there's no messing about trying to kind of figure out where things are later on. So for them to edit that from this point, they could just click on it. It'll open up in a new window. and they could type their notes. And when they were happy with it, they could share that with me. Sorry, not share that with me. They could click turn in. Sorry, it's a long day. So they've turned that in now. It's just saying, do you want to turn that in? Yep, fine. Hand in. And after they've handed that in, if they go and look at it again, you'll see that it's changed to being view only, because now they've submitted it, they can't edit it until I give it back to them with some feedback maybe. So, people's happy with that. They've done their work, they've turned it in, and I, as a teacher, if I look on my classwork section, I can see that that's the assignment there. And if I go to there, you see it says turned in. I can see any pupils that have turned their work in, and I can access the files that they've turned in by clicking on them. Now, while this is an ungraded assignment, there would normally be a place up here for me to add a grade. There's a load of clever ways that I can add feedback, like leaving voice comments and text comments and so on. I'm not going to go into that just now because that really deserves a video all of its own. But for now, that's just giving you an idea of how you actually access what your pupils have turned into you. When you've left any comments or feedback or so on, you can hit this return button, and that sends it back to the pupil if it has a grade. If it's a graded assignment, it'll let them know what their grade was, and it'll also let them see any comments and such like that you've added. So that's one way of doing it. Now, let's go back and have a wee look at another way to set an assignment. So this way, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to create an assignment, and this time what I want to do is make sure that every pupil gets their own copy of it. So it's like a checklist that they have to fill in, and rather than having to make their own copy of the checklist or me print them all out and hand them out, this is going to just give them their own copy of the checklist that they can edit, so every pupil gets a new file created for them in their folder automatically. So this is a higher project checklist. They have to complete at the end of the, or near the end of the project, to make sure that they've not forgotten anything and kind of identify any areas for improvement. So again, I'll just leave a really simple comment here. In reality, I'm sure you'd have far more detailed instructions, but for now that'll do. Again, this is ungraded. I'm just going to keep it ungraded because I'm not going to show you how to do grading and feedback in this video just now. And I'm not going to bother setting a due date or a topic. Or maybe I'll set the topic to the higher project just to keep it all nicely organized. But the main thing I wanted to show you anyway is if we go to our drive where the template file is, go to my drive, go to my example class folder, and in here, where is it? There we go, higher project checklist. The difference is this time, I don't want them just to view the file. I don't even want them to be able to view the file and then have to make a copy for themselves. I simply want them all to have a copy. So I'm going to just go down here and change that to make a copy for each student. If I do that, and I assign this task, we can go and have a look at how that appears for a student. So as a student, I'm going to go back to the class. I'm going to go into Classwork, and I can see project checklist is in there. And I can view that assignment. And you'll see it's now attached a copy of that template file. And if I click on it, it should allow me to go in here, and I can go in and I could go and highlight everything that I've done. It should have done well, it's green. I could highlight the stuff that I've maybe not done that well, yellow and so on. And I could make some notes in here, or my teacher might come in and make some notes later on when I'm done with it. So anyway, as a student, happy that I've completed my checklist, I'm going to turn that into my teacher. Just hit turn in up here, and that sends it back again. And as before, we'll see if I go into this, it's now changed to view only because it's been turned in. Now, as I'm running out of time, I think I might actually have to split this up and do another wee video afterwards. And what I'll maybe do is in that video, I'll show you a wee bit about how we grade in feedback. So that's two of the ways that we can set an assignment. Next video will show the third.